Good afternoon. I know I've been on twice today. This is the third one. But we've got to a real substantive portion of this whole point. What is your life worth to you? How much is anything worth to you? It's how you feel. Not just is that socially the way you think, but it's the way you were created to think. So constantly you want more. You're always going to want more. That's normal. The problem is finding something that you can achieve more with and still reward yourself and everybody else with by achieving it. That's when you know you've done good. When it's good for you and for everybody, then it's good. I talked in this last section about the mob mentality. People doing what they want because that's what people told them to do. That's what they thought. They said everybody agreed with me, and I know I want more, and the best way to get more is to be with others on something. Well, it's not quite true. Not in the long term. You can enjoy that mob mentality in the short term, but it's really going to cause damages and problems for you in the long term. So look at what's going on in the world today. We have elected officials encouraging people to harass, to denigrate other people because they don't agree with them politically. And there's people out there that buy into this, and they think that they're supposed to do that because the officials or the elected one told me to do this. It's a mistake. You're just going to hurt yourself and everybody else. And in the end, it will divide. And when that division comes, and it's because of the violence that you bring, people are going to react to you violently because you set the groundworks. If somebody espouses or tells you to commit violence, don't do it. Don't do it. The one who says it, who promotes you to go out and commit violence, they're the one that has judged themselves by doing that. That's why I'm telling you, don't ever do that. There are times when you run into a person that has judged themselves so harshly and become so dangerous to you and to everybody else that if they have done this and they are violent, then you have to respond with violence. And in that case, you need to end them quickly, because the longer they're around, the more damage they're going to do. That's why when God made his law, and you look in the Bible, you're going to find out there was only one penalty for every sin you created. That was death. That's why. Because when you sin, you judge yourself, not somebody else. You can't blame it on somebody else. You did it. And that's why you're going to pay death. You could say, well, I can go to jail for a little bit and I'll get better. No, you get out and you do it again. That's why God said there's only one penalty for death in any kind of sin. It's death. He didn't give you 6 months in jail. He didn't give you a year or two. He didn't give you 15 years. He said if you sin, you die. It's real straightforward and real simple. If you judge yourself worthy of committing sin, then you die. Well, as people, we like to think, well, we're beyond all that. We're better than all that. We have mercy. No. You were made to always want more. But you always should always want more good, not more bad. And everybody else was given the same right to choose for themselves. And if they choose what is evil, or to harm other people, or to be sinful, then you can't stop them. You can't control them. You can't reason with them. You're supposed to kill them. That's what God said. To sin is to die. Now, I know we like to think we're above all that, but we're really not. That's why we continue to have problems. Because if people realize, well, if I did something really bad and I die, they quit doing it. And unfortunately, we try to keep on going on and trying to be nice guys and nice people and trying to help other people and let them get away with stuff. And we think they're going to get better. They're not. They won't. Maybe one or two will, but that's rare. Most of them are going to continue, and they're going to get worse in the kinds of crime they commit. See, being held accountable for how you do bad, that's how you learn. Not being held accountable, you don't learn nothing except how to scam the system. That's all you learn. And eventually you're going to run into somebody else and you're going to try your scam on them and it doesn't work. And then there's going to be violence. And you're going to say, well, I didn't promote it. Yes, you did. Because you didn't learn. You take these people out there that are getting in people's faces when they're trying to go into restaurants or surrounding somebody's home at night, and they're giving in to the mob mentality, thinking they're big and strong. And one of these times, somebody's going to come out with a gun and shoot them. And they should. Because they made them people fear. They made them fear for their life. And you should never do that to somebody. If you do that to somebody, you deserve to die. So to Maxine Waters and to everybody else who's out there promoting this brand of terror, and that's what it is, it's terror, because it makes people fear. They're afraid to go out anywhere, they're afraid to do anything. They're terrorists. And we like to think of terrorists as people in other countries. But no, Maxine Waters is a terrorist. She is a domestic terrorist. And the Congress is willing to let that go. That will alleviate and eliminate any real, true power that they have, because power comes from the people willingly following what you lead. But if they're going to lead down ways of terror, the American people aren't going to buy it. Nor should they. They are children of God. When you incite terror on one another, you deserve whatever you get, and it shouldn't be very nice. Not because somebody else judged you that way, but because you did when you tried to get other people to do it, and you thought you were immune. What amazes me is people have gotten away with it for so long that people like Maxine Waters thinks, well, it's nothing. I can say that to anybody and do that to anybody else, and they can't do nothing about it. Well, you're wrong. And as long as our government is living by lies, they're wrong. And all it's going to do is raise the level of frustration and the bad feelings in the people of the United States. You see, we have faith. We have belief in this Constitution. We thought it was there to protect us. And we thought that the people we were electing were getting elected to do what the Constitution says. And they're getting elected to do what they want to do. They're not trying to help the people. As a matter of fact, we got a whole party right now that's dead set against helping the American people. They want to harm you. They want to take away from you. They want to incite riots. They want to destroy this country because they want to destroy you individually. They want to destroy you because you don't buy their lie. And it is a lie. And unfortunately, they're never going to believe it until it ends up like every place else that tries socialism. There's going to be a war because they drove it to it. I have been talking for a year and a half at least and saying to everybody, when someone says they're a socialist, ask them why. Why would you defend a philosophy that has made billions of people suffer over the last 100 years, and it's killed 100 million in the last 100 years? And many of them are your ancestors, your grandparents, your great-grandparents. And you're supporting this? And you think it's good? Look at every nation that's ever adopted it. Look at their people. See how they suffered. See how many people of theirs died. And you want to bring that here? That's why your ancestors died fighting it. They didn't want it here. They wanted you to be protected from it. And now you won't do your thing to protect it? Well, like I said, you get to choose what you believe and why. And if you choose lies, I can guarantee you what's going to happen. It's not going to be pretty. I love you. I hope you'll think about these things. I was very serious when I talked about every second of every day you make decisions. When you make a decision, you should know a couple of things. Is what I'm going to do going to lead to good? Going to lead to more? Going to bring people together? Or is it going to separate? Is it going to divide? Because if you do evil, it will still divide and it'll get you. I love you. Take care. Bye.